morning, welcome to another vlog. And here I am on a sunny April morning, walking round to Kate Boats at Stockton Top Marina to find out exactly what's going to go on with Dreammaker and what they want us to do with her today. So let's see what they say. Right, engine's running and we've been given clearance to do the tricky 270-degree turn into Kate Boats, followed by the tricky 90-degree reverse to moor up beside Susan, one of their hire boats. So let's see how that goes.
And we're off. Not very far, just round the corner to Kate Boats. Not a lot of space, is there? This one?
Yeah.
Oh right, oh yeah, you're alright then. There we are, next to Susan.
And here we are, moored up in Stockton Top Marina, waiting for the attention of Rob, the engineer, and the nice people at Kate Boats to rejuvenate Dreammaker. I don't quite know what's going to happen today. She's not coming out of the water till tomorrow. Because of commitments I might not be able to show you that, but if you go back, way back to Dreammaker gets her bottom blacked, you will see the sort of thing that happens. So I'll keep you updated. Watch this space. And here we have Rob working his magic on Dreammaker's engine. We've already done the fuel filters, and now he's going to undo the drive shaft to see how out of alignment things are. So that'll be interesting. Well, good morning. It's the next day and here she is out of the water. Time to have a look at the hull and decide how much money we can spend on her. Oh yes, boat, bring out another 1,000. First thing I suppose is to get all that gunge off her to see what the 2-pack underneath is like. I think we'll be forking out for some new anodes at least, and probably another coat of 2-pack or two, although the waterline doesn't look rusty at all. I can see a few bits of rust though where the 2-pack's been scraped off, such as this one here. Oh well, we shall see. So we've had a look. The plan is to replace the middle anodes, which are those metal things sticking out on the boat that protect the hull from corrosion, and also to jet wash her back to metal and then pop some 2-pack on, at least one coat. Then she'll be good at least for another 2 or 3 years, if not more. More expense, but the hull is the most important part of your boat, so I don't mind spending a bit of money on her. Next update tomorrow. Well, it's the next day. Dreammaker has been pressure washed so that now we can see the rusty bits where the 2-pack's been scraped off. So I think it's definitely a good idea to put a couple more coats on. And can also see where they ground off the black paint that we put on so they can apply fresh 2-pack. So that's what's going to happen over the next few days. I don't think I'll show you pictures of people painting, and I certainly won't show you pictures of paint drying, because that is allegedly quite boring, watching paint dry. I think the next time we see Dreammaker, she will hopefully look much smarter. Well, it's been a while since we saw Dreammaker. We've had a bit of a personal tragedy, and we've had to be away in Anglesey. But in the meanwhile, the people at Kate Boats have put 2 coats of 2-pack on. They put more anodes on. Rob's been working away at the engine. There you can see the new tiller bearing. So she's really been smartened up. Right, let's see what's been done in the engine bay. First thing you notice is those pipes that take the coolant to the calorifier have been neatly clipped away from the engine, and they're no longer chafing on each other, which is where they were chafing on each other just there. Obviously full service, still waiting for a rocker cover gasket, but that's a minimal oil leak, so we can live with that. Over this way you can see one of the new engine mounts. So 4 new engine mounts, and the engine is now perfectly aligned with the prop shaft. The other addition is that new fuel pipe. The old one was chafing, so Rob's rerouted that, take it away, so it's no longer chafing, with this rather neat little clip that he's fixed to the swim there. So just generally tidying things up. Time for a road test, or a water test. Well, here we are. Engine's running, tiller's on, stuff's packed away. Now we have to get out. It looks a bit tricky. I think I'm going to have to go out backwards. Well, there goes our new 2-pack.
And we're off.
It's almost impossible to stop pumping boats. In each either side.
Well, could you go round here and then back? No. No. Not a lot of room between these boats. That's where Dreammaker was 2 minutes ago, and we're going to have to reverse out. This is fun. I think we're alright actually, aren't we? See what all the fuss is about, aren't you? Right?
I'm going to try and turn around again.
No. This boat behind you. Oh, it's for sale. road isn't very busy, is it? Found a nice mooring spot.
And here we are. Very short cruise. We're moored just under the bridge on some nice Armco, and this is where we're going to clean up and paint Dreammaker's left side after lunch, of course, because it is lunchtime. Well, it's evening and we're shooting into the sun, but I hope you agree that our afternoon's work has not been in vain, and from this side at least, Dreammaker's looking quite smart. There's the other side to do, but that's for another day. Let's go to the pub. And here we are at the Boat Inn. Very pleasant, nice sunny evening, just next door to the marina and about 400 yards from our mooring. Yep, it wasn't our longest cruise, but that's not the point. It's a busy day and we've achieved quite a lot, and we're sort of on our way.
Cheers. I've got a pint of Suffolk County. It's very nice.
You like your nut brown, don't you?
I do.
Or brown nuts. No, nut brown.
Hello, it's another beautiful day, and we've set to work this morning. As you can see there, Pete's got a horn in his hand.
Pete's got a horn, yeah.
Shortly to be fixed and working, hopefully.
We hope. Yeah.
And we've been busy scrubbing. Pete scrubbed the pram hood and I've scrubbed the cratch cover. So they're all nice and clean now.
Right, I'm going to make sure these wires are separated. Go and try it. Well, the horn saga continues. No power at the wires at the front of the boat, whereas previously I think there was. No power at the switch. So I suspect a fuse. So now I've got to take all the stuff out from this seat, have a look at the batteries, try and work out where the wire that leads to the switch that works the horn is. So that's going to be a few hours work. So we've had to take off the control panel. It is a bit scary because that works the engine, so that we can access this panel here. And I've taken the wire off. There's no voltage on that wire, and I think it goes through the floor. So the next thing is the engine board. Well, after applying my diagnostic acumen, establishing that there was no voltage to the switch, taking apart the switch, taking apart the engine control board so that we could access the wires to the switch, tracing the wire to the switch, I found a contact breaker that was broken. So we've reset the contact breaker, put everything back together, and we're now going to test whether the horn works. Okay. I think you'll agree the horn works, and I only feel slightly stupid that I spent about 45 minutes when I could have just pushed in a contact breaker. Silly really, isn't it? Always check your fuses. Oh well, lunchtime. Another day on the canal. The horn works, the side's been polished, the engine still works despite me taking apart the control panel and associated switches, and the cratch and pram hood are noticeably cleaner. So that's enough for one day. Let's go to the pub, and the cruise will continue tomorrow. Well, we're a bit tired for a long walk, we thought we'd go the long way round to the pub. I'm glad we did, because just look at this. Get off your boat.
Just there.
And we've stumbled across the pretty little hamlet of Broadwell. Lovely little place, and you'd never find out about it unless you were moored up and decided to get off your boat and have a look round. That's what I love about cruising, the unknown unknowns. And there is the path to the canal and the pub. Cheers.
Pete's got another pint of shag weaver. I've gone for staropramon today. Pork scratchings. Yummy.
So, that's Dreammaker's big overhaul done. And now it's time to water test her. So we're heading off to the junction, right up the Oxford, through Napton, Fenny Compton, and ultimately we aim to get to Oxford and maybe Lechlade, but I think we'll take a few videos to get there. Hope you've enjoyed this video about Dreammaker's transformation, and if you have, please like, comment and subscribe, and please join us on the next one where we've got some exciting news and the cruise will continue. Until then, bye bye.